I'm just a mess, but you can see how I like to keep you here, say you can hold me tight, but you got it, I belong to that. I'm just a mess, but you can see.
In this video, I'm going to be showing you how exactly I transform my space from this to this. Now, if that sounds like something that you want to watch, then you should definitely keep on watching. Honestly, part of my New Year's resolution was to level up my content, and that included my filming setup, my audio setup, and honestly, I just wanted to be able to give you the best version of myself that I possibly could. And to do that, I figured that I might as well start using the expensive ass camera that I bought and all these fancy studio lights instead of using my phone to film my content. So I've played around a bit and I found something that I think works. And in this video, we're going to be talking about how to achieve this if you would like to do so. First things first, I am not a professional. This has just been mostly by trial and error. And honestly, it really does depend on what you like, the type of look that you're going for, and honestly, just what you think works best for yourself and your audience. So without further ado, let's jump right into the video. First things first, let's talk about the setup. I currently film in my kitchen, and that is because my kitchen is the biggest space that I have, that the walls are painted white. I have tried to film in my office, but my office walls are green, and honestly, I wasn't really feeling the vibe of the green walls. And I just thought that it wasn't giving a very professional and crisp look. So I decided to move all my setup into my kitchen so that I could give that professional look, because I like the white walls and the contrast of the colors in the background and my skin and the look that I'm going for. I just feel like it works. So moral lesson of the story, you don't have to have a dedicated space. You can make do with whatever space you have. If one space doesn't work, move it to the next space until you see what works for you. Because if you would have told me when I moved into this house that my kitchen would be where I would eventually film, I wouldn't have believed it. But look, here we are filming in my kitchen. Another reason I film in my kitchen is because of the lens that I currently use. It requires a very big distance, and honestly, I felt like my kitchen was the only place that I could get that distance, because my kitchen is quite big and I'm able to get that very far distance to create this blurry background that you guys like, right? So let us now jump into the technicalities of the filming. So we're talking lights, we're talking camera, we're talking lens and microphone. When it comes to filming, the most important thing really is your lens more than anything. I currently use the Sony Alpha 6 400, which is the camera that I'm using to film this video, but I've got 3 different lenses that I use. The first one that I'm using to film this video is the 85mm f1.8 lens. This lens is a really beautiful lens in the fact that it will give you that blurry background that you want. It makes your videos look so professionally done because of that f1.8 aperture. But then the fact that it's 85mm means that you do require a really big distance to be able to get yourself in the frame, and enough distance as well in the back to be able to get your background to look blurry. So because of that, you do need a huge space if you are going to be using this lens. It is definitely not a lens that you can use if you haven't got a really big space. So that is something that you must bear in mind. If you like this particular lens, you must have a big enough space to be able to use the lens. Otherwise, it won't really be helpful or useful to you, because it is in fact a zoom lens. The next lens, and this is the one I find to be like an intermediate lens, is the Sony 35mm 1.8 lens. This lens is also really fantastic in the fact that it will give you the same blurry background, but it requires a shorter distance, because this one is a 35mm instead of the one that I'm currently using, which is 85 millimeters. I'm going to switch the lens so that I can show you what this particular lens looks like on this camera. So I've made the switch to the 35 millimeter 1.8 lens, and you guys can see that I've even had to bring this lens so much more closer. And because this is not the lens that I typically use, I've had to improvise to get a setup that I'm going to show you now. So basically, this is the setup that I've improvised to get. It's just my fruit basket, and I've put some stuff on top and put my camera just so that I can bring this lens a bit closer, because the lens that I typically use is so much more far away, and you can see my tripod at the back just close to the cooker. That's where I put 85 lens, but because this one's 35 it can come in so much closer, and you even get to see more of my outfit. You still get that blurry effect in the background, which I absolutely love. And honestly, I haven't even played around with this lens so much because I just got it off Vinted. I wanted to play with it, but I haven't really had the chance to. But as I was filming this video, I thought that this would be a great opportunity to try out the lens. So what do you guys think? This lens or my 85 lens? So 35 85 They're both f1.8, so you should get that blurry background still. Let me know what you think about the lens, and I'm going to show you my third lens, which I use for vlogging if I'm going to use my Sony a6400 to vlog. Now, this lens is my most wide angle lens. This one is the one that I typically use for vlogging. It doesn't really give that bokeh effect because it's so wide angle, but you can zoom in the lens just a bit and you get to see my face. But this is the most that this lens can zoom, but you can still see my background quite a bit. And if I wanted it to zoom out even more, I can do that for it to capture like my whole kitchen. So this lens I really do use for vlogging. Basically, I don't think that this lens is for like shooting sit-down videos. It's for more like vlogging or outdoor type videos, definitely not for sit-down videos. I think it's the 10 to 18. Let me just find it on Amazon and tell you guys what lens it is, because I just want to get it done and over with. All right, so this lens is the Sony 10 to 18 f4 Oz wide angle zoom lens. This lens is beautiful, as I say, for like outdoor photography, videography, or vlogging. I'm even having to come so up close to this lens. I'm going to show you how close I am by recording on my phone so you guys can appreciate how close I am to the camera. So do you guys see my face to the camera? Literally, and this is how it looks because I zoomed it out. But if I zoom it in, this is how it looks. So yeah, I hope that this helps with regards to lens. Now we're going to move straight on to our light. So when it comes to lights, I use this one in VC 550, I think. I've got it off Amazon. I'm going to leave the links to everything that I'm using down in the description box if you guys want to check it out. But I use two lights. So this one that is on 25% is my fill light, and that one is my main light. I also love to put this one on 25% and put this one, which is my actual key light, on 50%, like you guys can see in this video. They came together as a pair, the InVC lights, and this is literally what I use to film myself. Another really important thing is to shut the windows so that you can control how much light you're actually using. Otherwise, your videos can tend to look overexposed, and we don't want that. Once you've made up your mind that you are going to be shooting with professional light, you really want to control how much light is coming in. So that's why it's really important to just shut the windows so that you can control the lighting. And another really big tip is you actually don't need two lights. If you've got one light and you're happy with that one light, that's fine. But the most important thing to note is to not put the light on 100% because it will make your videos look overexposed, and we don't want that. So my key light is on 50% and my fill light is on 25%. But I can turn off my fill light and just use my key light, and I will still have like a more cinematic type look because there will be shadows cast on this side of my face and I have my key light lighting me up. I hope that makes sense to you. When it comes to background, these two lights, which are this orange lamp and this neon type light, I got them off TikTok shop. I'm going to leave the link to my TikTok shop showcase down in the comment section. So if you guys want to check it out or buy it, you can. But they're both inexpensive lights that I got off TikTok shop. I really like this one because by the time that I'm seated using my 85mm lens, this acts like a hair light and just gives a lot of, color that I really love. And this one gives a nice contrast to this pink. That is the reason why I did it. I used to hang the light on the wall, but it peeled my wall. So now I just put it on top of this picture frame to lean, and it still looks really nice and beautiful. On this side, I've got this YouTube play button thing. These two I got from attending YouTube events. This one was given to me, I think, as a Christmas present last year from YouTube Shorts team. And this one I got from attending a YouTube event. And I just felt that it added a nice layer to my background. As I said, I film in my kitchen. So you would see that the thing that my lamp is resting on is my Weetabix container. This is my granola container. And this is just my pap container. And I just use that to elevate the things so that they are showing nicely in the videos. And because of the lens I use, it doesn't actually pick up my wires so much, so I'm able to get away with it. But by the time that I switched to my 35mm lens, the wires were showing quite a bit. So, I mean, that's something that you should consider. Then this picture of myself and my daughter is just the background for the rest of the videos to it just stays in the background really, and I just like it. When it comes to sound, I use the Rode Wireless Go 2 mic. This mic is really good because the sound that comes out of it is quite crisp and I just like it. It's portable, it does what it's supposed to do, and the price point isn't too bad. So, I mean, it's a win-win situation for everyone. I'm currently using my 35mm lens to shoot this. And the reason I did that is because I want you to appreciate how your positioning can affect that bokeh effect. I'm not sure what it's called in the background. So when I sit like this, you notice that the stuff in the back are not that blurry. And when I come closer, then it gives that perfect blurry background that you like. So it's all about playing with distance and it's all about playing with like positioning and stuff like that. So yeah, anyways guys, I hope you have enjoyed this video so far. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe and all that good stuff. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.